Hey, thank you for stopping by today. I really appreciate it. We're going to have a glass of this beautiful dessert wine called Latigo by Hawk & Horse. Beautiful dessert wine. So this is a 2014 vintage. Stay tuned and I'll tell you more about this lovely wine. This is a fantastic producer, Hawk & Horse, Lake County, Red Hills, and it's a producer that I've tasted their wines for years. Now, this is a lovely dessert wine, and I just wish more producers, maybe I don't wish that more producers were making dessert wines, but this producer does a very nice, fine dessert wine. And it's one where I think it's a great art form. It's something to be tasted, enjoyed, and to be sought after, right? I think it's, so many people just have, at the end of their meal, they're just done. So to enjoy the experience of, your dessert, sometimes I just enjoy a dessert wine on its own with no dessert. That is my dessert. Or enjoy this with a dessert. And I think it's a great art form that I wish would come back. Not to say that it's not appreciated. I think a lot of people think of dessert wines as being sweet wines, which they are, but it's really thinking about, how you can present this and enjoy this. So I remember in college, a friend of mine had me over for dinner, and it was a really great experience. He was an amazing cook, chef, and he presented a port. That was my first experience with port wine. So it was very, very nice to have this amazing touch of a fantastic meal, good company, a good friend, and a port wine. So this wine is just absolutely sublime and beautiful. Now, I have reviewed, and I'll place those videos right here, the 6, 11, and 13 vintages of Latigo. And to the best of my knowledge, I looked online and my notes, and this is a Cabernet Franc based dessert wine. Now they've done Cabernet Sauvignon based dessert Latigo wines in the past. So to see this done, I think is exceptionally well done. And something I think, Cabernet Sauvignon is fantastic, as well as Cabernet Franc. Cabernet Franc, I think, really lends a special experience to this wine tasting here. This wine is 19% ABV, 180 cases produced in total. Now, this 100% Cabernet Franc wine is fortified with alembic oak aged brandy. It is stunningly beautiful, gorgeous, and when I compare this with other dessert wines in this range, I definitely taste heat sometimes in other wines. This one I do not, and I think that's the beauty of this particular port style wine. So what I definitely appreciate about this producer is they're very much committed. It's a gorgeous site, and they're very much committed to biodynamic farming. So for me to taste these wines, it's a privilege and to be enjoyed. Definitely serve your port wines or your dessert wines in a normal white wine glass. Don't do the dessert wine glasses. They're too small. And what you really are doing this for is to really smell and experience the wine when you have a very small format. So when your wine glass is too small, it's too funneled, you're not really gonna smell the wine. You really want that experience of smelling this wine fully. So the nose characteristics come through nicely, which is going to aid in the palate experience. So on the nose, blueberry confit, dried fig, juniper forest, and fresh red roses. I think of my mother's rose garden in the afternoon and the beautiful, almost peppery characteristic, pepper-floral that comes from that. This is actually a much fresher version of that. And next, the palate characterization. And so when I looked at the color, I thought to myself, if I didn't see the color and just tasted it, I would think it's a darker wine. So it's semi-vitreous, it's a mid-violet coloration, gorgeous luxuriant texture to this wine. Each sip is to be savored, enjoyed, and spaced apart. So you're not just taking taste after taste, but to really capture that by just letting it suspend in your palate for just a little bit. So it gives notes of blackberry coulis, a bit of allspice notes, cardamom notes, Turkish fig, and red floral notes as well. So this is a 95-point wine out of 100 points. So I'm very lucky to have all the Hawk & Horse wines on my tasting table this year. So thank you for watching. Let's Stay Connected. More information on this producer will be listed down below. Questions and comments you should list there if you'd like. And also subscribe is there, as well as the like button. So please hit that button or those two buttons, and I really appreciate that. And let's stay connected. I'm on a variety of social media such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and WordPress. And you can find me also on my podcast, which is on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. taste these wines, enjoy, treat yourself to dessert wines. They're fantastic. This is a $50 suggested retail price point, which I think is an amazing price point for this high quality wine. Thank you for watching. Let's stay connected, and I'll see you soon. Santé.